will walk without a fear, past the wolf at my front door. Stronger than ever known, never alone. Stronger than ever mine. Look how I've grown. Lifted in every endeavor. When I look back on all I've done, everything I've lost or won, it all fades into the glory of my never-ending story. Stronger than ever known, never alone. Stronger than ever mine. Look how I've grown. Lifted in every endeavor. Stronger than ever known, never alone. Stronger than ever mine. Look how I've grown. Lifted in every endeavor. Stronger than ever. Stronger than ever. Stronger than ever. Stronger than ever. Stronger than ever.
Thank you so much. Brian Harris and the New Thought Messengers. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Those of you here, those of you online, welcome to the New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. I am Shannon O'Hurley. I get to be your senior minister here, one of the greatest joys of my life. Speaking of joy, we are going to feel some joy today. I think we could all use that, yes? Yes, 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 yes. If you are new or newish, I would like for you to know that you have discovered, you have found, you have stepped into, you have turned on your television, your devices, whatever it is, however you have found us. We are an inclusive, progressive, and very compassionate spiritual community that is dedicated to doing our own spiritual work and then carrying that out into the world to help make it a better place for all people. This is who we are, and this is how we are. And so I say welcome to you. You can check out all of our info on our website, newthoughtcsl.org. We also have all kinds of info here. If you want to grab something on your way out, we've got welcome packets right by our door there and lots of info downstairs. So this is the time where we take a deep breath and we get a chance to honor the fact that we are on the ancestral land of the Kalapuya people, and we affirm indigenous history, experiences, and sovereignty. I want to also invite us all into something that we like to do here every week. As you are comfortable, I invite you to join us in saying with one voice to anchor this service with our vision and our mission. Our vision: recognizing our oneness, we envision a world that works for everyone and all creation. And our mission: providing spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. I want to take a moment and thank our online hosts today, practitioners Lori Nazarino and Annette Nelson. We are so grateful for the way that you hold this beloved community online. Thank you so much for doing all that you do, dear ones. Speaking of just dear ones, we have something very special and exciting that is coming up next week. We have something that we're calling, I'm going to pop this down. We have something called our Out of the Box Sunday. What is Out of the Box Sunday, you may ask? Let me tell you. In front of you, in your pews there are colored index cards and a pencil. And those of you online, there is a link to an online form that you can write your spiritual questions. If you have something about our teaching, about spirituality, about how it's relevant to today, whatever it may be, I want to invite you to write that on this card that you have there or online. Fill out that form, and then dun, 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 dun. This is our spiritual questions box. You see where I'm going with this. So the baskets are going to be passed around later for our conscious giving, and I invite you to pop your question in there if that comes. If you have a question that comes to you, jot it down. Please just be sure to write legibly so we can read it, and then know that this box will also be right outside here in the lobby. If you want to take some thoughtful time and fill out your card, and then you just place it, ba-boom, right there in the box. And there we have it. And next Sunday, Shelly and I are going to be having a conversation, and she is going to be opening the box and pulling out the questions randomly, and I will have an opportunity to answer those questions. So it's going to be a fun, vibrant, deep conversation next Sunday. And please know, I'm also going to be using these cards for future subjects for talks, for my talks with you, and Shelly will as well. So we're in this together, and you teach us what it is that you would like support around so that we can do that for you. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I want to thank Shelly for that. So be sure, if you have any questions, go ahead and jot it down and fill it out in the basket on the way. when it comes by. So with that, I'm going to take some time here and anchor us even more further. Anchor us further? Further anchor us together in this time. So I invite you to close your eyes. If you're more comfortable, you can just gaze downward. Take a nice, deep, nourishing breath. What a blessing it is to take this breath. This breath that is the breath of the divine. This breath that we share with each other and with all of life, with divinity itself, recognizing that we are together breathing this one breath, this breath that is life-giving. I am so grateful for this opportunity this day to be together in spiritual community, to remember the truth of who we are in this world, to support each other in this world that we get to be in. I bless this service. I am so grateful for the many hands that join together to make this possible. Our greeters, our musicians, the incredible light bringers that take such good care of our children, all of those on the production team handling the online side of things. Oh my goodness, what a blessing it is that all of this is in support of understanding, living, and leaning into love in an even greater way. I know that each one of us hears exactly what it is that our soul has called us forth this day to hear from our beloved Shelly. I am so grateful for all of this and for our time together. And so it is from this place of grace and groundedness and oneness that I bless it all. And I am so filled with gratitude. I let it be. And so it is. Blessed be. So this is our time of spiritual practice. I'm going to invite you to please stand as you are able. And know that what we are about to sing together really is simply a prayer set to music. So I invite you to allow this prayer set to music to just wash over you. We darken the lights a bit here in the sanctuary so that you can really turn inward and allow this beautiful truth to be sung. I invite those of you online to join us right where you are, however you are, to join us in this beautiful prayer set to music.
Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. I don't have to wonder what to say or what to do. Just let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let me see God's light in you, in you. Oh, let me see God's light in you, in you. I don't have to seek to see the truth. Just let me see God's light in you, in you. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. I don't have to wonder what to say or what to do. Just let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. I don't have to wonder what to say or what to do. Just let this great power wash through. Let this great power wash through. Let this great power wash through. I don't have to wonder what to say or what to do. Just let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. I don't have to wonder what to say or what to do. Just let this great power wash through, wash through. And so it is.
Today's reading is a poem by Morgan Harper Nichols. Let September be September. Let October be October. Practice stillness where you need to practice stillness. Take action where you need to take action. And give energy to the things you need to give energy to. Rest when you need to rest. And through it all, trust. No matter what you are waiting for, you are not simply waiting. You're growing in your capacity to be prepared for what's to come. Feel the full weight of your losses. And also feel the full weight of your joy. You are free to laugh, sing, cry. And do not always have to have a reason why. Keep taking deep breaths and keep trusting in the process. And so it is.
Thank you, Laura. And now it's my pleasure to welcome back to our community, Arietta Ward.
Good morning. Oops, sorry. Try not to tear up things while I come up here. How are you this morning? Good. Beautiful. In a time full of war, be peace. In a time full of doubt, just believe. In the rain, that much difference between you and me. In a time full of war, be peace. In a world full of hate, be alive. Wrong, make it right. Don't hide in the dark. these change make a difference. In a time full of noise, just listen. 'Cause life is just a breeze, better live it. In a place that needs change, make a difference. In a world full of hate, be a light. When you do something wrong, make it right. Don't hide in the dark, you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be a light.
La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la.
In a race you can't win, slow it down. If you only get one go around. 'Cause the finish line is 6 feet underground. In a race you can't win, slow it down. In a world full of hate, be a light.
Do somebody wrong, make it right.
Don't hide in the dark, you were
Born to shine. In a world full of hate, be a light.
It's hard to live in color, just in black and white. The world full of hate, be a light.
Arietta Warren. I could listen to that voice all day. Sing really anything. In a world full of hate, be a light. I'm practitioner and ministerial student Shelly Walker, and it's an absolute joy to be in community this day, to be in a place and with a people all around the world here and all around the world who are committed to that light. I was thinking this week, I thought a lot this week about Reverend Shannon's talk last week. She gave us a tool for transformation, and it is powerful. How many of y'all saw that talk last week and know what I'm talking about? Okay, how many of you worked it? Okay, right? Okay, so Reverend Shannon last week gave us a powerful tool for transformation that says when you are having a thing with someone, she explained it much better than me, so go watch it on the YouTube, those of you who didn't see it. But when you're in a thing with someone, when you go to approach them about it, start with the truth of them. Just start with the truth of them. I practiced this just this morning with my teenage daughter. She came to me while I was brushing my teeth this morning, and she said, "Mom, how clean is clean for my room this week?" And I was brushing my teeth, and so I tried to make a joke. I tried to say on a scale of 1 to 20, give me a 15, but it came out on a scale from 9 to 20, give me a 15. And she was like, "Mom, I don't even know what that means. What's a scale of 9 to 20? I don't know." And then I looked at her and I said, what I know about you is that you love your animals so fiercely. And what I'm inviting you into doing is creating a safe place for them to be with you. And she said, "Oh, yeah, okay. I'll go pick up the scissors off my floor so the golden retriever can sleep there," right? But this tool of transformation is I told her a truth about herself. And so instead of it becoming a confrontation of a fight, of the scale of the room cleaning, I don't know, just clean the room. Shannon, why can't they just clean the room? Instead of it becoming an argument, it became something that we were like shoulder to shoulder working towards something together because she was in agreement with the truth of who she really was, right? I was thinking about, I practiced this a lot this week, and I'm telling y'all, this is a powerful tool. I practiced it with myself. I had this like nagging cold this week, and it was just one of those icky little things, and it was just brought me low energy. But I found that committee in my head. I was beating myself up for only getting by. I'm not a just get by person. I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I am not a do the minimum and then get out kind of gal. And so I had this committee, and I was like just really righteously judging myself for my inability to get anything done this week beyond the bare minimum. And finally I said, Shelly, come on. You know who you are. You know that you are a give it all kind of gal. What's going on? And then the other committee in my head said, we need rest, you know? But first I had to acknowledge the truth of myself before I could get underneath it to what was going on. So I'm telling you, this tool that she gave us is so powerful. And I want to thank you, Reverend Shannon. I'm going to keep working that tool. It's amazing. Reverend Shannon is also the first person who ever elucidated for me the difference between call-out culture and call-in culture. We have reached a place in our culture here in America where we are in a place called call-out culture, right? We do it all the time on the social media. Don't pretend that you don't see it like everywhere. Even our news agencies have like turned into this calling out of each other instead of like journalism and reporting on what's happening in the world. There's so much important stuff happening, right? We call each other out. And here's what I want to say about calling out. For me personally, it was an important journey for me to learn how to call someone out, to say, ouch, that hurt me. I had to learn how to do that. But you see, what happens once we learn how to do that is we discover a little bit of power, and sometimes we tend to overuse that power, and we start to use that calling out to shame and blame instead. And shame and blame is never going to get us shoulder to shoulder going in the same direction. It never is. Some of you, I'm not looking at you, husband. I don't know why you would think this. Some of you have a committee of call-out culture that lives in your head. And I'm just going to invite you this week that as you notice that, to say, wait a minute, I know the truth of you. Wait a minute. And I'm going to invite you to like start shifting some of those judges to like the other end of the spectrum, right? It's okay to call me out. I made a mistake, and I need to know that I made a mistake. And that mistake is not the truth of me. And you see, this is call-in culture. Reverend Shannon was the first person I ever heard use this term, and now I see it everywhere. Call-in culture says, I know the truth of you. Hey, come back. Come back to the truth of you. It's a powerful, powerful thing to be in a call-in culture. You're calling them back into our bodies. We're calling us back into our truth. We're calling us back into what we know to be really true about ourselves and the world, right? We're calling us back into belonging. That's what call-in culture does instead. So this tool that Reverend Shannon gave us is a tool for calling ourselves and each other back in, and it's done with love. There's no argument about whether scissors belong where golden retrievers sleep when everyone is on the same page. You see? Call in culture. But what I'm discovering as I am learning and growing and becoming a spiritually mature person is that there is something really powerful when y'all can call me back into myself. There's something even more powerful when I can do it for myself. And so today we're going to talk about step 2 of this process, which is calling ourselves back home. calling ourselves back in. Ernest Holmes said, every person's life not only has God, but all of God, back of, within, and through them. Everyone, every person's life not only has God, but has all of God within, through, back of us, in front of us, all around us, right? And if you don't like the word God, what's your word? Love. Every person's life not only has love, but all of love back of, within, and through them, right? Power. Every person's life not only has power, but all of power back of, within, and through them. I've been playing a lot lately with the word light as a word for God. Let's try that. Every person's life not only has light, but all of light back of, within, and through them. I was, a couple of months ago, I got to drive my daughter Faith down to Southern California for college. And I can see the question on your face. She's doing fabulously, y'all. She's doing so great. She loves, loves, loves Long Beach. And she loves studying music education. She's really thriving down there. But we got to spend, 19 hours from Portland to Long Beach, right? Usually we have a playlist that we collaborate on, but since this was our last drive together, I asked her to put her playlist on. And so it was a lot of female singer-songwriter music for 19 hours, which is awesome. I love it. I listen to a lot of other stuff too. There was a lot of Taylor Swift. And she is prolific and puts out a lot of marvelous music, but it was a lot for 19 hours. A lot. But she introduced me to this one artist that I had heard a couple of her songs, and now she has a couple on the radio, but Faith has been listening to her for quite a while. Her name is Lizzie McAlpine. Lizzie McAlpine. She's a marvelous, marvelous singer-songwriter, and she has this song, and the chorus goes like this. It says, I'm alone almost every night, and I don't know if I'm processing right. But my therapist says to just let light be light. And, right? And just my therapist says, just let light be light. And the name of this song, I come to find out later, is Let Light Be Light, which I thought was a great title, so I titled the talk today that. Let light be light. And I thought, I had a long time to sit in the car that day, and I thought a lot about this idea of letting light be light. Because, when we allow light to be light, the shadows go, and we don't fight the shadows. We don't have to understand the shadows. We don't have to figure out why our mommies are responsible for our shadows. When we turn on the light, the shadows go, and there's an ease to it. Ernest Holmes also said, there is a light that permeates the world, but we have not sensed it. We need, in the silence of our own contemplation, to take time to feel that light and to see it. There's a light that permeates the world, but we haven't even begun to sense it, y'all. We need to take time in our contemplation, in our meditation, time in the silence, time in the spiritual practice that is washing dishes, right? To take time to contemplate the light. We need to feel it. We need to see it. We need to know within ourselves that it's there, that it's real, that it heals. This light, it interrupts the patterns of our smallness. It interrupts the patterns of our past that we like to drag into our present, right? This light is a disruptor and a transformer. And it's time for us to befriend it, to let light be light in our lives. Your favorite poet and mine, Mary Oliver, said, but I also say this, that light is an invitation to happiness, and that happiness, when it's done right, is a kind of holiness, palpable and redemptive. Light is an invitation to happiness. An invitation, when you get an invitation to a party, it means you have to get up off the couch. You have to put on something pretty. And you have to walk out the door and do something that you don't normally do. You have to get up. You have to prepare yourself. And you have to do something that you don't normally do. Light is an invitation to happiness, but only if we are willing to take the steps to accept the invitation. That RSVP, yes. Put on your pretty dress and let light be light. I was thinking a lot about how I, especially since the pandemic, I haven't always shown up for the party. And I started to wonder within myself, do I let God be God in my life? Do I show up for joy? Do I prepare myself for joy? Or have I been spending more time focusing inward on the things that I wish that were different, on the things that maybe I don't want to say dislike about myself, but the things that I'm still growing, right? The things, how often in my life am I turning within to focus on the worry, to focus on the what ifs, to focus on the, but it'll never be the same again because. How often in my life am I turning within to focus on these things instead of turning within to focus on the light, on the truth of who I am? Am I spending as much time in prayer and looking for truth as I am in worry, as I am in complaining, right? Am I? Am I really? These things that I'd like to see different. I started to wonder if I turn within myself to find grace. I'm just going to wonder for all of us if we're turning within enough to find the things that are holy here, to focus on truth. There are times, and there are a lot of times, and in these days, there are important things happening to where we need to focus on the shadow. There is a lot happening in the world that needs our love and our care and our attention. And there are things that we need to look at in order to live beyond them, right? There are also things that we look at in a way that becomes obsessive and unhelpful. There are some political things happening in America today that we are focusing on in obsessive and unhelpful ways, when what we need to do is reach over and turn on the light of truth and then turn away from the thing. There are many things that we need to dig into, that we need to delve into, but it takes spiritual maturity and discernment to know the things that need to go into and the things that need to be looked at and said, oh, you need some love. You need some light. You need someone to call you back into the remembrance, the reminder of the truth of who you are, right? And the thing is that when we do that, when Reverend Shannon tells us to tell the truth of the person and then get curious and ask questions, right? We don't then follow them around like a little unmoored lighthouse, like shining light on them and reminding them of their truth, right? No, we remind them of the truth, we clear it, we move on, right? The light dissipates the shadow. It doesn't require constant attention to the shadow to bring the light. It's a really fine line there, isn't there? Because we talk a lot in this community about the need for looking at the things of the world and then looking beyond them to the truth. We don't just ignore what's happening. We don't ignore the shadow. We don't pretend it's not there. We shine the light on it, and then we move on. We be the light. There's a great Annie Lamott quote in one of her books where she talks about the moment that she realized that the lighthouse doesn't go chasing around the shore looking for people to rescue. It just stands in one place and shines, right? I think that a lot of our unconscious shadow work that we're doing and paying attention to what's wrong in the world is our unconscious desire to fix out there so I will be safe in here. It just is. And that's a very beautiful human response. My God, if I could just wave a magic wand and fix Israel this morning, don't you think I would? You know, of course. We send our love, we send our light, and doesn't feel like enough, does it? Here's the thing. You don't get to chase all over the island looking for things to rescue. You get to be the light in your life right where you are and do the next right thing. That's what you get to do. You get to feel all of the feelings and recognize them as messages about what you're seeing in the world and what you're believing and what you need. And then you get to move through them in the right time. We get to let light be light. We don't get to fix it all. I don't get to fix Israel this morning. And that's hard and painful for me. But I can let God be God everywhere. I can do my work to amplify God right where I am in my life, with my family, with the way I choose to use my money, where I donate is amplifying God. Money amplifies God if you use it properly, right? But what I don't get to do is I don't get to fix the world, because the energy that's under fixing, the energy that is under fixing is death. It's saying this thing needs to go. And the energy that is God is life. Life everlasting. Love everlasting. Peace everlasting. This is what we know for the hurting places in the world. But in order to know it for them, we have to know it for us. So for you today, what do you need to know peace, to choose love, to choose light, to let it hold sway in your life? What do you need to be able to clean the windows of your lighthouse a little bit? Do you need to acknowledge that committee in your brain that is telling you it's not enough? Maybe. Do you need to acknowledge that committee in your heart that says this really hurts? Yeah, you do. But Ernest Holmes didn't say we pretend that the things of the world don't exist. What he taught us is we look at the things of the world and then we turn to truth. So I'm just going to ask you today, what's your true nature? And once you know what your true nature is, you can call yourself back into that place anytime, anywhere, no matter what is happening in the world. We had so many beautiful examples of this. The Buddha, when he's being tempted by Maya, right? He knew his true nature and he stuck with it. I invite you this week to know your true nature and to stick with it. I'm playing, as I said before, with this idea of God as light, this great disruptor that changes patterns. I had laser surgery on my gums a few years ago, right? lasers, light, disrupted a pattern that wasn't serving my body. Isn't that crazy? So when I say light is a disruptor of patterns, I'm not talking some woo-woo. I love woo-woo, so I can't give it a pejorative. I'm sorry. I'm not talking about something that is like magical thinking. When I say light is a disruptor, I mean light is a disruptor. It disrupts the old patterns that no longer serve so that we can build healthy tissue. Be that. Be that light. Be the light that is power. Be the light that is grace. Be the light that is a love that is incomprehensible. But be it for yourself. And then be it for your family. Be it for your coworkers. Be it for the world. Be that. This light doesn't have the power to transform. This light is transformation itself. And so I would like for us to take a few minutes today and raise our collective consciousness to a place of healing and light for the Middle East this morning. Are you willing to do that with me? Yeah. And if for you, if there's something in your life that you are thinking, I need this light for me, take it. There's more than enough to share. This process that we're going to do, use it for yourself. Shine that light in your own life if you need to. But for the rest of us, let's know this light at the center of the Middle East today, of all the hurting places. Shall we? Yeah, okay, thank you. I appreciate your willingness this day. So, I'm actually going to invite the practitioners to come forward. Would y'all be willing to come and hold space for us this morning? Thank you. Our practitioners are licensed prayer practitioners. And they, right now, as you see them start to do this, they are holding you and they are holding the whole world in the truth of light. They have spent years of their life, they've dedicated years of their life to studying this truth. And now they're going to know it with us and for us. So thank you, practitioners. Now for the rest of us. If you feel safe, wherever you are, I invite you to close your eyes or cast them down. Find a soft place to focus your gaze. And I invite you in this moment to generate within yourself the felt memory of light. Light in your eyes. Light on your skin. Light in your heart. What does that feel like, this light? And using the power of your imagination, I invite you to allow this light to expand until you feel it surrounding you like a bubble of pure, healing energy. Light. As we consider the people of the Middle East this morning, that sacred and contested ground, we simply invite the light, this holy and transforming light, to cover all of the Middle East like a soft, sweet blanket, to cover the Gaza Strip, to cover Israel, to cover all of it. And as this light softly settles on the people of Israel, may it bring with it a healing, a movement of energies that have been stuck for 1,000 years. May the light be a disruptor to these energies this day. May this light bring a change of heart.
We've heard it said that an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Well, may this light inspire a love for love, kindness for kindness, peace for peace. Knowing that this light is even now creating a space for grace, we can let it be. We can let it do its transformational work. We can let the light be light in Israel. Let this light be light in Afghanistan. Let this light be light in the Ukraine. Let this light be light in Somalia. Let this light be light in all the hurting places. For the God I know is infinite. The God I know is power itself. And the God I know is light. With a felt sense of gratitude for God, for love, for light, in the midst of it all, we simply let it be. Blessed, blessed be. And so it is. And so it is. You can do that this week while you're watching the news. Remember the light. Remember to just let the light be the light. Because the light is a disruptor and it's powerful. And it's powerful in your life too. And so this week, let's truly just let it be. And so it is.
Oh, Shelly Walker, Shelly Walker, Shelly Walker, Shelly Walker. Thank you, dear one. What a blessing this community is. What a blessing to be able to be together in this time. Those of us here in person, those of us online, all over the world, wherever it is that you may be tuning in, we all get to be light. Thank you for that. This is our time for affirmative giving, when we get a chance to pay it forward. Your gifts allow us to be here, to do this work, to hear powerful messages like that. So I want to thank you for all that you give. It allows us to do all that we do. These cards, if you have them here in person, this signifies that you are a monthly pledger. And that's one way to give. Another way is to text to give. Our text to give number is 503-966-3236. I know some of you mail in your checks. You go online and give them on our website. Thank you so very much. Or you place them in the basket. I want to thank you for that, for allowing this community to be here, to be in existence, to get to do this holy and sacred work together. So before we do our blessing, I also want to just remind you, those of you here in the room, if you have your questions, or if you have a question, I invite you to fill that index card out and put that in the basket, or to also include that online. The link is there. Those of you online, yes, thank you very much, Shayla. I want to invite you also really into asking your questions. We are all here together. So with that, let's give thanks for these gifts. Let's give thanks for this place, this glorious place of light. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Thank you. And now, please help me welcome Arietta Ward.
I'm back. Amen. Amen. Amen.
love you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to be singing that all afternoon. What a lovely, lovely thing. I want to thank all of you here who are joining us here in the sanctuary, helping to create this experience together, and all of you online joining us from Southern California, Germany, Colorado, Florida, Washington, Baja, Mexico, and all over Oregon. We're so glad that you are joining us this day as well. I just have a couple of quick announcements. So today is the last day to register for my class, The Journey of the Soul. Class begins tomorrow night, October 9th. It's going to be 6 Monday evenings from 6:30 to 8:30. We're going to be in person and online. I am so excited about this class. This is new to NTCSL, and I have been updating it, and I have been sprinkling my fairy dust all over it. I'm very excited about teaching this class. It's powerful. It focuses on emotional healing and spiritual psychology, self-love, soul presence. I'm going to do a lot of guided meditation and life direction work. You can register online, or you can register right outside the doors here or downstairs. You can go to our website, newthoughtcsl.org. Know that this is the book that accompanies this class. This is also a certified class. So if you even remotely think that you might want to perhaps go into practitioner studies at some point, this would be a class towards that, a prerequisite towards that. This wonderful book, The Magic of the Soul, is available downstairs in our bookstore. Thank you, Leah, for your help with that, dear heart. Or it's also available, of course, online. I also want to let you know about something that I am doing. If you have been on the fence at all about going to a retreat, our retreat, Canby Grove has given us an extra, I know, they gave us just an extra 2 days for those of you who may, the retreat is this weekend, and let me tell you, it is going to be so just magnificent. I'm so excited to bring you some wonderful new processes and going really deep with this soul work. They said, okay, you have just till the end of day tomorrow. So if you were at all thinking about that or on the fence, you have just a tiny little window to jump in. And I'm very excited about that as well. It's this weekend. Also, know, and you can register for that also outside or downstairs or online and all the places. We have volunteer opportunities on our wonderful greeter team. It's just such a great opportunity for you. If you are a person that likes to welcome people into your home, this is a great opportunity for you. Our greeters do such a beautiful job. It's one Sunday a month, and you'll be part of this magnificent team that welcomes everyone. Please email our office manager at office@newthoughtcsl.org if you are interested. For those of you here in person. Again, just a reminder, our special out-of-the-box service is next Sunday. It's going to be so much fun. Again, I invite you into asking your questions so that we can really focus on how to support you. We are having a practitioner meeting today here in the sanctuary for all of our practitioners here in person and all of our practitioners online. So I'm going to invite the in-person practitioners to please pray outside today so that we can set up for that meeting. It's just right outside. So if you have anything that you want to remember the light about, I invite you to avail yourself of the gift of affirmative prayer in our community. So our practitioners wear stoles. They will be outside. You can just go right on up to them and say, you know what, I could use some prayer around this. And they will take it from there. It is such a gift. Those of you online, also our online practitioners today are going to be available for you in a private breakout room just for you if you would like to remember the light about something in your life as well. So I invite you into that as well. So with that, I'm going to invite our beloved Shelly. Can we hear it again for Shelly for such a beautiful talk? Thank you. Y'all don't know how much I love this woman. Really, what a gift and a blessing and a light you are in this community. So thank you. So with that, I invite you to stand as you are able for our closing blessing. May you go in the light, as the light, and with the light until we meet again. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. You are so loved. Mwah. Have a good week.
I release